How come sometimes you can't remember something? Until you're in it again.
Modality of organization.
According to YouTube's own community guidelines shown here, videos which intend to educate but do not glorify substance use are generally suitable for advertising. The following video does not glorify the use of drugs, is also not graphic since it does not show the consumption of any illegal substances. The following video is strictly educational. More specifically, it's the documentation of a man's journey as he goes head-to-head with his deepest, darkest fears through the potential destruction of his ego. It must be clear that our focus is not to promote the use of these compounds or to encourage anyone watching to seek out a similar experience. The risks are real, and there's no guaranteed good trip. And for all you know, this could all be staged. This is the internet after all. Take videos such as this one with a grain of salt, and always remain skeptical that another person's experience can be used as evidence towards your own. Thank you. These days it seems like parts of my brain try to convince other parts of my brain that I do want to trip or that I need to trip. Now, largely what this has done is it's made me wonder why I no longer enjoy it the same way. Now, it's easy to just say that I had a bunch of bad trips and I'm no longer enjoy it because of the fear that they caused, but I've really never been the kind of person to just give up, especially on things that I used to find a lot of value in. Particularly because of fear. I'm the kind of person who, when I'm afraid of something, I like to face it, to overcome it. And perhaps that's just what's been happening lately. I realize that I no longer want to face fears. I think I've become somewhat of a coward in some aspects. I have really grown attached to this ego a lot more now than in the past. And I really think that largely has to do with why I don't want to explore psychedelics, because I know that if I take a psychedelic, it's going to be goodbye ego. See, I'm getting nervous. Life becomes a lot more challenging when you're really holding on tight to that ego, when you can't let it go, when you're super afraid of losing control. That's when your anxiety spikes. Now, I don't think the answer is to necessarily make the same mistakes that I've made in the past. In the past, when I've realized that I was holding on too tight, I would just throw myself headfirst into a psychedelic trip, which effectively worked to get me more and more terrified of having real intense trips because, they kept turning out bad. Now, what I haven't tried to quell this fear is to slowly work my way into it. I would imagine if I was interested in getting over the psychedelic fear, that would be the perspective that I would take. I mean, of course, if I was interested in it. I'm obviously not, because I don't have time for that kind of stuff right now. But just hold on a second. I have decided that I need to take a vape from my vape pen. This is just one of those vapes that you can get at a convenience store. And I'm also just going to cut out the scene where I smoke it so it's not even in the video. How come sometimes you can't remember something? Until you're in it again. And yet at that point it just becomes so familiar. It's like, how did I forget? I wish you could see what I see right now. I just got inside my fear. I could feel how strong it was, but it didn't get me. I've forgotten that I learned techniques a long time ago. Very simple techniques. You just breathe and stop trying to figure it all out. It's how you let go. And if you feel that the terror is sweeping in and about to overwhelm you, don't follow that thought. As soon as you follow that thought, it leads to another thought, such as, what if I can't handle this? What if this is too much? Which leads to the thought of, maybe this is too much, which leads you to the thought of, this is too much, which leads to the thought of, I need this to end now, get me out of here, get me out of here. As soon as you enter that panic state, oh, the trip goes bad fast. But you can't be afraid of entering that panic state either, because if you're afraid of entering it, you're inviting it. That fear of it coming draws it in closer. So what do? You just breathe. It's so easy. I get terrified to let go because I know that I don't exist. I'm the illusion. Boy, is it ever a convincing illusion, huh? Let's just talk about the things I can explain. Everything looked like it wasn't real, but it looked beautiful, don't get me wrong. When I closed my eyes, it's impossible to describe what I was seeing. It was kind of frightening and confusing because I had no idea what was going on. And as soon as I tried to make sense of what was going on, that's when I felt the fear creeping back in, and I just had to focus on my breathing. At times it felt almost sexual. I mean, I have a hard time saying that because it was strange. It was just very warm and buzzy. It kind of feels like the universe is making love to your brain. And there's this very distinct, very familiar feeling. You feel like there's nothing to really be afraid of, that the fear is just all made up. That you're about to go back to who you really are. The fear comes into play because you realize that to do that, you've got to let go of the illusion. There's also a very alien vibe to it, like something's coming to take you away, or you're being taken over. And then of course you have people who say that it's just the drug interacting with your brain, and hey, I can totally see why they'd say that. Who am I to say what it really is or isn't? I mean, I'm just an illusion after all. What the hell do I know? I feel like a very strong sense of empowerment right now. It's a feeling I used to have that I lost. It's like I just realized that I'm a lot stronger than I think. I realized that I don't give myself enough credit. I think that's about the end of this video, guys. I think that's all the gas I've got for now. So if you did enjoy this video, you can subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content from me. Be sure to leave this video a thumbs up and show your love by leaving a comment. And big thank you to everybody who's supporting us on Patreon. You guys don't know how much you mean to me. Your support lets me keep going. I love you guys. If you want to check out our Patreon, follow a link. But if you don't, that's cool too. love and hugs for all. God damn it, I just vape once and it turns me into a raging hippie. This is awesome. I'll see you guys later.